Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Huntermun, and this is more of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Alright, we are on our way, or rather we are about to leave from Aalborg to go to Jonkping, neither of which I've probably said right, but that's okay, because I am stupid American. We are on the way to the Scania Truck Factory, which is a little bit further away than either of those destinations. So this recording is either going to be relatively short, which is not like how I've been doing the recordings recently. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be maybe a double transportation, because, whoa, what in the traffic hell? I have to turn left. Get out of my way. Surely none of that is my fault for hitting that one car earlier. Look at all these cars! Alright, so anyway, we're trying to go in the direction of the Scania truck factory in, I believe, Sweden. It is near one of the ports, near one of the three major cities that are all together. Over on that side of the map. I'd show it to you, but then I would delay all of this traffic going past me. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. This looks toxic. What am I carrying? TS-254R sounds like some sort of, like, fuel source. Hold on, what am I...
Get ready to turn right.
Wind turbine nacelle?
Turn right.
Oh! I think I see it? I guess I see it. Neat. Okay. So, with the understanding that if anybody in chat wants to prompt me for dialogue or conversation, I will hear you out. I've decided that in a moment I'm going to put in a... I'm going to have a lozenge for my sore throat. And, where's the red on that map going? Eh? What? Why are you zooming in over there? What? What is this, Clinton? Why is that my way back to the highway? I'm literally passing under road, or over road I'm going to be passing later. I'm going to be down there in a few minutes. I'm sorry, Windows... What the hell was that? Hold on, did you take my controller from me? Okay. That was weird. Trying to do this while driving, but apparently I didn't hit cruise control first. Don't be doing other things while driving, guys. Real talk.
Go straight up.
Ah. Okay. So here's the thing. I would like to play a tactical turn-based RPG, but I don't know if you guys would be into it. So there's a couple of choices that are going to be on what by the time you're watching this on the VOD will be next month's poll. Like I've said a few times in this sitting, the current poll can be accessed by using !vote in the chat. But if you're watching on the VOD, it is very likely that the next poll, well, that poll will display as being closed, and then you'll have to get to the next poll by using twitch.tv/huntermun/about. So go to the About page.
Turn left.
Having said that, there are a number of tactical, mostly JRPG games that are on the poll. The one I've been most interested to play this year has been Triangle Strategy, but also there is Disgaea, which I've labeled as Afternoon of Darkness, which is technically Disgaea PC because that's where I'd be playing it. It is Hour of Darkness, which is the original release, plus Afternoon of Darkness content, which is the PSP release that has additional story modes, and then plus a couple of HDifying of graphics and stuff like that, to my understanding, of just being the PC release of the game. There is a even newer version of it, which I do not own, called Disgaea 1 Complete, which came out on Nintendo Switch. So if you're interested, you can look into that. But otherwise, Disgaea is on that list as well. Another tactical RPG that's going to be on the list is going to be Shining Force Gaiden, which is the second Shining Force game, not to be confused with Shining Force 2, which is like the fourth Shining Force game. Because video game companies have always had trouble numbering things. I will be playing it as Shining Force CD Book 1, I think is what it's called. Because there are 4 books on Shining Force CD, and this is the this would be the CD port of what I believe is originally a Sega Game Gear game, if I'm not mistaken. So that's also on the list. I might put Wasteland on the list, which I think is a tactical RPG. And damn, I know there's at least 1 or 2 more, I think. But I do want to play a tactical turn-based game. We'll see what happens. I mean, ultimately, I decide what I get to play on, well, ever, but more specifically, the birthday stream, which will be a Saturday stream, September 3rd. But so Disgaea. So Disgaea is plot-wise like a season of a very, very decent anime. Not to be confused with Disgaea, the anime, which was a very bad season of an anime based upon the video game Disgaea. I remember it from many years ago when it originally launched. I originally played it on the PlayStation 2. It was bought by a friend / roommate who, at the time, none of us knew what we were getting into. Tactical turn-based RPG. They liked some of those games. I liked Final Fantasy Tactics, which was basically the only tactical RPG I'd played at the time. At this point, I would describe Final Fantasy Tactics as a kind of like, if you equate it to like a simulation sports game. Like it's very about the numbers, what direction are you facing, yada yada. Disgaea is just fucking fun. I would describe it as arcade tactical RPG, because the game system is designed to be cheated by you taking guys in and out of the base panel and rearranging them and having them team up and do attacks even though it's not their turn, so they shouldn't be able to do it, but since they're next to the person, they get to jump in and do a move, and like just the level of getting into the game that you can from. In the first game, it's primarily, the big deal is the item world, which is essentially an excuse to make randomly generated dungeons so that you can just play infinitely. But also what it serves as the purpose is if you go into the item world and defeat monsters inside of your items, then you make your items stronger. Okay, that could have been counted as a ran red light. And you can also beat up specialists or innocents, depending on which Disgaea you're playing, that have certain attributes tied to them, and as a result of you beating them, you basically double their level because you subdued them. And you can, once they're subdued, you can take them and you can put them into other... which one am I going to? I think I'm going to this one. Hold on, where's my map? Excuse me, get out of my way. Huh. I think I'm going to... Gothenburg. Yeah, not Oslo. Oh. That one.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Don't say you find a new route. That concerns me. You should not find a... Use the same route. Oh, hey. Let's see if we have enough money now to expand our garage. Wait, hold on. Not... Garage manager. Our original garage. But the last upgrade is only 100,000? Probably gonna get a cutscene for this. And so, once you've subdued an innocent or a specialist, you can take them out of the item and put them into a different item. And then you can combine specialists of the same variety to, that was a weird transition. To, basically level them up. If you combine them with an unsubdued one, they will be each reduced in power to being unsubdued, and you'll have to find that specialist again inside the item and beat them up to re-level them up and make them so you can transfer them. Well, this is our home garage. It's looking pretty well. Oh, wait, 6 slots? 6 slots? I thought it was 5 slots. It's 5 slots. Why did it have 6 slots on the thing? Oh, I did have a slot. I could have still... Alright, well, anyway, it's maxed out. And, when we get to the, destination on this... the world! When we get to the destination on this trip, that should be enough money difference, even if no more trucks come in, to be able to get another truck and another, driver. So we have that to look forward to. I don't know. This guy is, like,
Go straight.
grinding the game, but it's fun. I think it's fun. And, I can certainly, as I stated previously, I could divide up the playlist so that there's a story, focus in the Oh. I was thinking that was Eel for some reason. Well, I gotta find. That's bothersome. I zoned out for a second there because I was talking about Disgaea. A game I have enjoyed for more than a decade. A series I have enjoyed for more than a decade. Is my Rocket League car bobbling? It is. Huh. Bobble car. Bobble bobble. And then, you know, separately, Triangle Strategy. Oh, you know what? It is my poll. Maybe I should say... Maybe I should just put a choice in there for Tactical RPG and then have you pick from there. Like, you know, Tactical RPGs are big. You wouldn't want too many of them, like, doing well. Oh no, Gertrude couldn't find a job and had to return. Go up. Okay.
Get ready. Exit left.
And, so Triangle Strategy is set in, like, the aftermath of a war or something. I don't know the full span of it because, you know, it's a brand new game that came out this year. But it really seemed to combine two types of gameplay I really want, which is tactical role-playing game gameplay, and more like Final Fantasy Tactics, and the art style, which is like 2D on 3D, like really good. But also, it seems to have it so that your story decisions will affect how the plot progresses and how you get through the story, and like what happens next because of your reactions or because of what characters live or die throughout the plot. Like I I want a tactical RPG that does that, and it would be wrong of me not to support it. Oh! I should put Live Alive on my, or Live Evil, or how, what, I think it's Live Alive. I need to put that on, the list, because that's also on the birthday list. For games I'd be interested in acquiring. And it's a, I don't know if it's tactical. I think it's a JRPG that, was just amazing for its story integration way back in the day, but it just never came out in America from Japan. And now it's getting a full one of those HD 3D background with 2D sprites situations. Remake? I guess it's maybe a remake. Remake of doing the game again. And it looks really awesome, and I have high hopes. So, yeah, I should probably put that on. Okay. So I gotta put Live Alive and Saints Row 2022 on the list for possible birthday shenanigans. Let's see. What else we got on the list? Well, I mean, there's a bunch of other things that are on the list. For example, I've been interested in Frostpunk for about as long as I've been streaming, and it just showed up on a number of polls, so that's going to be there. I've been having... Oh, another one of the tactical games I totally forgot about. Oh, man. Sophia made me the money. That's enough wiggle room. So while I'm talking... one of the games that I've been itching to play again, that I own now, is Into the Rift? No. Shoot. I don't remember. It's the ones made by the guys who made FTL. Into the Breach. I blanked out for a second there. I own Into the Breach now, and I just haven't gotten back to playing it. I've never finished a successful run. I would like to do that. Recruiting agency. Hire a driver. Paul F. Everybody's like equal stats. Vassal? Vasily? Okay, hold on. We're not getting anybody who's below 1.7. Oh, how about Hanka? Fragile and Timely and Eco. Okay, I can fit 2 more drivers like that. Nice. Do-do-do-do-do-do. 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 Bum 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 bum. Wish I had access to Kid Icarus Uprising. That was a pretty good story. I'd like to go through that again. Alright, so Into the Breach, which is a roguelike tactical RPG. Well, it's not really... Oh, I guess you do level up your guys, so just kind of an RPG. I don't know. I want to play some tactical games, but they're hard for people to get into watching, I've realized. Well, I mean, hold on. Have I realized that? Because I basically played Into the Breach and then Shining Force and no other tactical RPGs. And if anything was going to test the waters of anime and tactical RPG shenanigans, it would be Disgaea. But, you know, there's certainly a space to consider all the games I've mentioned so far. Let's see. One of the headings is actually Breath of Fire 2 plus 3. because I don't imagine it would take me that much longer to get through Breath of Fire 2. And since it is kind of spacing it out for the month of September, I would be planning that if I started Breath of Fire 2, I would finish it, and then I would start Breath of Fire 3. So that's going to be on the poll. Another doubleheader is going to be Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault, which needs to get finished, and then Into the Nexus, which will put me one game away from playing Into the Breach. Or, not Into the Breach. Rift Apart. I don't know why I said Into the Breach a second time. Rift Apart. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. After Into the Nexus, the next game canonically is the PS4 retelling of the original Ratchet & Clank, which is telling the game incorrectly. So that's why it's a retelling and not a remake. And then the next game that happens is the PS5 game, which I've been wanting to play since last year. Why is everybody going so slow? Go faster. Must go faster. We're within 50 kilometers of our destination. Alright. This is hopefully the penultimate episode of this stream. If anybody else wants to jump into chat, there is the Discord server, and I can hook you up if you feel like chatting on stream.
Okay.
Driver, Webba?
I said okay.
How did you time that? I'm in the past.
Been sitting in the Discord, waiting for a moment to start talking.
Have you? I didn't hear it
maybe
chime
just-
that you. I didn't even hear it chime that anybody entered the thing. Surprise guest appearance by Captain Soja.
That's right.
So Captain Soja,
Keep
talk to me. What's up?
Let's see. I think last time I told you I'd gotten into the car accident. It's officially totaled. So we gotta get a new van. Super fun times there.
right.
I'm trying to remember the exact circumstances of the wreck. Did they determine like who was at fault?
The person on the motorcycle was at fault. That was never in question.
Oh, okay, because I don't think I asked about like whatever the
slowdown
gory
was-
details.
Yeah, the slowdown was she wasn't the owner of the motorcycle, so they had to clear that she didn't need to be on the insurance since she was borrowing it.
I just casually drove over a bunch of street signs. So, okay, but their insurance does cover somebody else driving the vehicle, I hope?
Yeah, since it was an authorized, covered borrow, since she didn't meet requirements for need to be on it because she didn't, say, live with the person who owns the bike or anything like that.
Right.
And when they got the bike, she didn't have she has no relation to him, but she was loaned the bike because the person knows her boyfriend. So
Wow.
It ended up being covered.
Well, that's good, though. It sounds like super iffy on the like whether it was going to be or not.
Yeah,
At the roundabout.
there was a chance it was going to go to uninsured driver accident, which meant the state would have to pay me out everything, and that would have been a huge, lots of mess.
Okay.
Because then the state would say that she owes me the money, not the state owes me the money or something. I don't understand how all that works. But yeah.
Turn left.
So, okay, but and no after the like when my knee and back started acting up like a month after I'd had an accident, like nothing like that, right? Like everybody is okay.
Turn right.
Yeah, I had a little bit of swelling on my knee, went to the hospital, they did x-rays, they said everything's fine,
Here we are.
not to worry about
Safe
it,
and sound.
and I haven't had any problems since then, so
Okay.
I'm going with, I shouldn't have any kind of it was where I slammed on the brakes is why I'm pretty sure my knee started hurting.
Oh, and the lady on the motorcycle was okay. She just got flung.
I haven't checked in on her recently, I know her boyfriend was worried that she might have broken her ankle because they didn't X-ray that during the initial, but I haven't checked on them in about a week. I've been kind of busy.
Okay.
I should message them at some point and see how they're doing and holding up and everything. But yeah.
I didn't double visually check to make sure I'm supposed to be backing this in. I hope I did that correctly. Oh, I am. Cool. Rock on.
That would have been awkward. It's like, ooh, I need to pull forward.
I mean, I assumed it wasn't because that would have been way too easy of a park for where do you want it.
Yep. But that's all handled. Going to be looking into getting a new van. We checked out one place here locally that had a, within the price range I was looking to stick to. But that one had a previous wreck, and looking at the vehicles on the lot outside of that one, they all looked really sketchy, and it's a, as is sale, so if you're buying garbage, you're buying garbage, and I'm like,
So you were predicting lemon.
I mean, it might be a fine car, but looking at other vehicles on the lot, there were a lot of them like, wow, this is a lot of... Almost every car on the lot looked like it'd been at least partially wrecked, and then they bought it and were reselling them.
All right. Not promising.
Yeah. Because they look like they had a guy doing body work on some cars there in their shop. So my thought is they bought cars that took some sort of damage that insurance wasn't going to pay for, did the repair work, and reselling them. But who knows what other problems, might be there. There's a dealership up in North Carolina I was looking at, but they're like 90-something miles away. They're going out and getting a look at the vehicles kind of out. But they've got where they did like a 360 camera inside the vehicle and then all that stuff. So it'll be a really good look at it. Drawback is I can't, crank it and listen to it. But, they said they do a full inspection. They just changed the oil on it. They said there's no leaks or anything like that. So I'm going to, take their word for it. And that's probably who I'm going to end up going through. And just finance through whatever finance company they use. Because not getting enough of a payout on the totaled out van to full pay for, a new one. But it'll cover about half the cost. So I figure I'll finance, take my big lump, throw that toward the financing,
Time to get the job done.
and worry about it down the road.
Oh, hey. Look at me. I thought that was happening. So, I've picked up another job at the place I am, so that's nice.
Oh, you just had to back up to the...
Yes. And I'm going just a little bit closer to the final destination of driving all the way out of Scandinavia. I shouldn't have to be straight to do this. I should just have to back into it. It should be fine. I think that's allowed.
You just have to take something out of Scandinavia?
Do I really have to be straight for this, guys? Yes, I need... The last achievement I'm missing for Scandinavia DLC is to take a load of Scania trucks from the dealership up here to anywhere else.
Okay.
I was going to let chat decide, but we might end up just doing the short one so I can get it done. But I am picking up another delivery in this same recording because it's super short, and I'm just basically... I'm trying to... There don't seem to be any deliveries that are going right to the city I need, so I keep getting a little bit closer with short deliveries from one city to the next. It just so happens that I'm taking a different trip. I'm sorry. This is a big... Oh, this is a double-decker. Yikes. All right, noted.
Oh, yeah. I see that in
We're articulated.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to... Oh, man. I'm going to have to go right.
okay. Just use the sidewalk.
Turn right.
Hey, I'll just use the other side of the road if nobody's around. And for the most part, nobody was around. Nobody important. Not like me, business owner. Me of the heavy truck.
Of the heavy truck.
I mean, look at this thing. This is weighty. All we need now is for it to rain and for me to slide off the road.
Yeah. But yeah, looking at a replacement van up in North Carolina, they'll deliver for free as long as we're at 150 miles. So it's a better mileage and all that. So I think it's all in all a better buy.
Oh, I forgot. I do need to double check. Speak again, Captain Soja.
All right, speak again.
Okay. I thought maybe you were a little soft, and I forgot. Wait, I was like, wait, the volume I hear him at is going to be the volume everybody else hears him at. So let me make sure I tweak you up just a little bit.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, cool. Because, you know, it's just one of those things you get used to on Discord. Not everybody's at the same volume, but then I'm like, oh, but wait, that's what everyone else hears, so that is bad.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Get ready to turn left.
Might have found Dr. Zamp a hedgehog.
Oh, you still looking for a hedgehog?
Turn left.
I mean, he never told me he wasn't looking for a hedgehog, and I'd mentioned it to the wife last year before, and she's apparently been keeping an eye out for them. So, a friend of hers is getting rid of theirs because they don't have enough time to spend with it anymore.
Oh.
Because they're big social, critters. They like spending time with people, apparently. So, feels bad that it's just stuck in its, enclosure.
I have a lot more power in this truck than I think, but the camera is placing me so far away from the engine that I can't hear it make the little, like, whistling noise of you need to shift up a gear. Oh, were you here earlier for the big wreck?
Yeah.
Yeah, my cab got squeezed into like physics issues for a second, like it was jumbling around, and when it finally settled down, it was like, and you have 27% damage to your cab. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna immediately turn around and go back to this city I'm right at to fix that. And when I went in car to like try and figure out the best way trajectory, like based on like how badly my engine was acting, I noticed that in the bottom, you see that where it says 12 in the display right beneath the steering wheel for what gear I'm in?
Mm-hmm.
All right, to the left of that is an icon you can't see right now, which is red, which is my check engine light, which I didn't know was in the display. I was like, oh, I don't know that I've ever seen a truck so bad that it actually turned on the check engine light.
That's pretty rough, yeah.
Oh man, what was this trip? Less than 100 kilometers? Man, this is a little short addition.
Nice little hop. Yep.
And then I'll see if I get another one to get all the way there, and if not, well then, I'll free drive it, I guess. I'm so close.
Yeah, for that
What-
point, you're close enough. Might as well be worth the free drive.
What we do for achievements.
Yeah. Yep, I got my car seats replaced. Need to cash my check for my pain and suffering payment. And then just gotta figure out what I gotta do about getting my totaled out vehicle payment, which I think involves me having to go to the DMV because I don't know where the title is to the van because it's in with the important paperwork, and we've misplaced the folder that has all the important paperwork.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You don't have
Yeah.
like a fireproof safe or something you put all that in?
That makes sense. No, we've got a clear plastic accordion folder thing. and it's not where it was supposed to be. Because Jess, I think, needed it for the boys' school stuff or whatever, and then it didn't get put back where it normally goes. So,
Oh yeah, is it time for kindergarten for?
with Ender, yeah, he's starting kindergarten, so both of them are in school now, like proper school, or will be in another like week, 2 weeks. Yeah. Liam is starting first grade, and Xander's starting kindergarten.
Yeah, school immediately made me think of COVID concerns, and I was like, oh right, I did read that actually Joe Biden rebounced into more COVID.
Yep, relapsed into it.
Apparently that happens with a lot of the people who have that particular drug he used to, because it basically fights it off, but it doesn't fight it quite all the way. Because apparently that exact same thing happened to Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, it's an antiviral drug, so it drops the viral count, but doesn't per se kill it off because your body didn't fight it on its own.
Oh.
Right.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, for his risky age bracket, that might be easier.
Yep, same stuff that Trump took.
I mean, yeah, I imagine so. Presidential level stuff.
Yep. Oh, you're important and have money? Here, have this.
About to say, and in that regard, also Stephen Colbert. So, like, celebrity level stuff, I guess, would have been more appropriate.
Yep. I mean, from my understanding, the average person can get it, just insurance doesn't cover it.
Yes,
So
because that's a
pay
thing we
out of
have to
pocket.
have in America.
Oh, yeah.
Back to that giant corporation conversation.
Yep. You know, surprised
As-
American Truck Simulator doesn't have you, have to carry insurance on yourself and all your workers.
Well, then it really becomes a question of is it mechanically functional? Does it help me, the employer? Like,
It might.
I mean, it might, and that's really the difference in the video game sense of whether, because I got achievements to get. They can't just be keeping my achievements, right? So, but if it's a situation like, every once in a while at the bottom of the minimap it'd be like so and so returned, but they couldn't find a job, so they cost you some money. If it's like so and so hasn't worked for 3 days because they're sick, and that happens a couple of times, I'll be like, oh, see, there you go, it's costing me money.
Yep. You'd give them health insurance. So they have to pay for it. Therefore, they have to go to work even though they're sick, so they can pay for their health insurance.
Kind of like a city simulator game though. It's in the same category of unless I just have too much money. Like if I have too much money, then everybody gets the perks. I don't need to keep more money past the point where all my needs are met. Like,
Well, you'll never become a CEO with that attitude.
you're right. Well, I mean, actually, you might not be right because I'm finding a cheaper way to get LLC'd, so I might be soon.
Exit now.
Because I think LLCing will help me a little bit better on the tax issue where I am the amount of very little tax return I used to make every year for the last 3 or 4 years since I've been doing Improvision Entertainment officially has been costing me like $300 or $400 every year instead.
Ah, gotcha. I was gonna say, if you work for yourself and your company is an LLC, that also, removes you from all kinds of issues.
Yep.
And then if
Go straight
you ever
ahead.
do anything wrong and somebody sues you, all they can do is take what the LLC owns.
Which, to be fair, would be a lot of my game collection because a lot of it counts as R&D and is bought for business purposes. Actually, almost
yeah.
everything at this point, I think.
Well, I mean, anything you bought before you became an LLC, I think could still count as yours.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because I'd probably have to start like a different business account Steam thing or something, probably. That would make sense.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a way for them to seize digital assets.
Get ready to
So,
turn left.
I think your digital games would be considered non-fungible or whatever.
I understand that's one of those issues that like the government needs to figure out and isn't, because we're in a situation where like, how do you pass on your digital assets in a will? I think at the moment you don't.
Well, I mean, there's no way to give someone, say, your crypto without giving them the physical key.
Head towards the red flag on the map.
Oh, sorry, they wanted you to back all this in.
Oh, well then I just be like, oh, do you want to press a button to just do the thing? Oh yeah, we doing the press a button to just do the thing.
Definitely on that one.
I need practice that I have not gotten with articulated trailer, that I cannot safely ask, where do you want this with an articulated trailer? I want to be able to do it, but I have trouble wrapping my head around, like, so the back trailer moves like normal, or rather that the trailer moves like normal, but the back trailer removes sometimes the opposite of it if you're backing up into it. Like, okay, wait, what?
The pivot point.
Right. All right. Now let me see if I can get from here to Solderdale. Hold on. Do I need to? Okay. How about this one? Nope. Okay. Fine. We're gonna look for Stockholm, which is right next door.
I was gonna say Stockholm should have.
No, it's too short to be relevant. Whoops, that's none. I want nin. Slightly different.
Nin.
Nin. Wait, nin. Wait, hold on. Which game is that? Is that Disgaea 2? I think this is Disgaea 2. Oh, hello. I can take
the first one too.
Empty pallets from not IKEA. There we go. From not IKEA. Which I don't believe is where I am.
Ready to roll.
Oh man, that's beautiful light sourcing. Oh, but it's next door. Cool, works for me. I can see the flag from where I am. There's a garage I will own in the future. There is an achievement for owning every garage on the map. Yes, that achievement gets further away the more DLC you install. As does many things. It's very...
You added more content? Sorry.
Yeah, my current progression on the world map, I think, is like almost 36%. Because I have...
They really should have capped that at, you know, own 300 garages or something.
Well, in fairness, we are approaching the snowball point. Wait, how do I get there? Wait, was that a doorway? Hold on, was that a fence that opens? I could not tell. It must have been.
Yeah.
It had to have been. Hello, vehicle. I will reverse in the other lane to make you feel more comfortable. Hi.
At least you're driving on the right side of the road, just the wrong facing the wrong way.
I mean, I'm rich. I do what I want. No,
The only penalty for this crime is a fine. Therefore,
Exactly.
it doesn't apply to me.
I mean, I go to sleep at night, I wake up with 60,000 euros. I wish that could be real. Wow. Especially because euros are like equal to dollars right now.
They used to be worth more than the dollar.
Alright, I keep getting that backwards.
Yeah. No, they're equal. They're about equal to a dollar. Our inflation has gotten that bad. At one point, it was like a euro was like equivalent like $1.70.
Whoops.
So.
Alright, everything is fine.
Let's do this.
I didn't quite shift gears into actual gear, and I reversed into the trailer a little hard right at the end.
I saw that, but it's okay because you were in the right position.
I might not be fully rested in real life.
Yep.
Oh wait,
in
is this
case
World of
game,
Trucks? I think it is. Oh, it is. So I can actually rest the character whenever I feel like it now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that in case game I was talking about. I watched like their little advertisement for it and the stuff they were talking about you could do. It's like you can play the game and just be a marauder and just kill everybody. That's an ending.
Turn
I
left.
was like, okay. They're like, you can stealth through the whole game and never talk to anybody and get an ending. Oh, that's nice. You can act like a detective and solve the issues. That's an ending. I was like, so there's multiple endings based on how I want to do this game. Okay.
All right. So what's the initial setup? It's first person.
Let me pull it up and take a look at it again. I haven't looked at it in a while.
All right.
Other than when I grabbed the, description. Let's see, tags. Turn-based combat. Post-apocalyptic. CRPG? I don't know what CRPG is. Oh no, that's asking me if I want to add tags.
Do you want to tag?
I don't want to tag, I want to...
Oh, cool. I'm revealing more road that I haven't been on right now. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, your movement and everything looks kind of XCOM when it comes to combat, but outside of combat, it looks like you're moving around more like in, the Cyberpunk game.
Huh.
But then you
So
can
so
spy
combat is tactical.
Yeah. So it
That
looks
sounds
when
like
you get
something
into
I could get behind.
combat, Or certain areas, it looks like you can turn base it. It looks like.
It's not like a hybrid system like Dragon Age 2, where like you can do just combat, but you can like do attacks that freeze the like. It actually looks like tactical RPG style.
I don't know, because it's showing some stuff where you've got like your movement range and all that for combat.
Take the second exit.
Like for not Shadowrun, but
Exit now.
XCOM. I don't know, one of the ways they mentioned you can play through the game is like pacifist, never kill anybody. Or you can go through and kill everyone. You can do a stealth run. You can do, like they call it, the psycho killer run. So just, butcher your way through.
Well, it sounds very interesting. It's called Encased.
Second exit.
Yeah. ENCASED. It's listed as recent reviews are very positive and mostly positive for overall reviews. It came out September of last year.
Huh.
But it's been out for
Now.
most of a year. But combat looks very XCOM-esque, except for, single character. But apparently, again, you can run through the whole game stealth without ever talking to anybody if you want
Second
to.
exit.
This is a lot of consecutive roundabouts.
So I guess it'd be closer to like a hybrid style thing. For combat. Like you got-
Pentes says hello. Well, welcome to the party, Pentes. Or Pentes. I feel like that's a Pentazimazine reference, but in any event. Is there a way I can play one ride with you, please? I am just about at the end of my run, and I have never done a caravan, so that would be a little bit cumbersome to do. If you want to join the Discord, we can talk about it in the Gathering Hub, which is a channel on the Discord server. I'm
had multiplayer.
yeah, they added it in the last year.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can actually like get together in caravans. I was talking with Molly earlier. I don't know the super specifics of like how far away you can be from other people in your caravan and stuff like that, but yeah, you can be on the world map doing shipping stuff, and other people can be shipping things. And that map I occasionally bring up that shows me where hypothetically my drivers are. I believe that turns a little bit more real time and just shows you the people who are actually transporting with you. Pent here might know better than I do. I've never done it before, but like I said, I'm certainly not opposed to the idea. And since I think I heard you follow, even though my activity feed looks a little bit like it's scrolled the wrong way for some reason, consider using !vote in the chat also for voting on what games you want to see me play, which includes Euro Truck Simulator 2. And there might be a new poll tomorrow. Or wait, are we past midnight? Oh, we're almost past midnight. I almost need to say today, but not quite.
Yep, I voted in this past month's poll already, so.
Yeah, I'm trying not to go crazy. I'm constantly cutting out things and being like, no, what do I actually want to play? Like, let's just make it a month of what do I really want to play. And it turns out I really want to play some tactical RPGs because they're making up like a fifth of the list.
That's fair.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
but
I really enjoy these runs because it's nice, relaxed, you're playing a game, but it's also a lot of, conversation stuff.
I mean, I like the conversation stuff. My problem continues to be if I don't come prepared with like a topic that I have like thought about a little bit, that I just end up meandering over the same points I was, because like I get reminded of the last time I talked about a thing, and then I talk about that thing again. Like the number of times I've talked about Assassin's Creed while playing Euro Truck Simulator is crazy. Like it's got to be like an eighth of total runtime or something. I came to one stream last year with a list of, and I've told this story also on stream before. This is the whole part about repeating yourself. This is I came to stream like because I had finished the previous stream talking about Assassin's Creed, and it was like the day before, so I actually thought about. Yeah, that's great, dude. Whatever. I'm not paying attention to things right now, and that's fine. Nobody cares. All right. So in any event,
I was gonna say, did that cop just pull over that other truck?
No, I'm the only one people care about making violations. So I didn't slow down enough near that way station because the speed limit changed and I didn't realize.
Oh, is that why the cop turned on his blue lights?
Yeah, he turned on his lights and he was like, "You specifically, fine." And I'm like, "That's fine, whatever."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I guess that just means I don't slow down now. But yeah, I came in with a list of all of the Assassin's Creed games that I'd figured out the order, and I was like, all right. And I glanced at my phone a little bit while I was talking. I was like, let's talk about the Assassin's Creed games. And I managed to do that for like, I actually managed to make that conversation last for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But like, I don't know that anybody was entertained by that because nobody was really talking in the chat. It's hard to tell when you're small.
Yeah.
Though I will say, playing Euro Truck, it's like it's like a average of +3 viewers, like constantly playing Euro Truck.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, there's probably not a whole lot of people that play the truck simulator.
Yeah, I looked the other night, and it was basically, or last night when I was trying to like maybe possibly send people off to other people who were playing Euro Truck. Oh, whoa, hey, frame rate, what is happening right now? And there were like 5 other people who were streaming Euro Truck 2, and all of them were not in English, so I was like, I don't know if I can send my viewers to. I don't know what's being said.
Right.
But it was a much smaller audience than I thought, which meant that mathematically speaking, as the person who was most likely to be running ads, I was at the top of the list that time. No, you're slowing down too much and it's raining. Oh, you fucked my momentum. The cruelty is real. Oh, I'm in the red. Oh, I'm in the red. You made me. Oh, you long-necking bastard. They just had to look at what that cop had pulled somebody over for, and I'm like, no, just keep driving. I have gotten into the habit in real life of not really looking at, like, looking at maybe what the setup was for whatever wreck happened or why a cop pulled somebody over, but then just being like, all right, and now I'm focusing on the road. That doesn't make anybody else do that, but it makes me a little bit more secure because wrecks happen from looking at wrecks.
Yup. I I've seen wrecks happen where somebody was rubbernecking and somebody else ran into them because they also weren't paying attention.
Okay, so we get off here,
And then exit right.
and that'll be 3 consecutive short runs for about an hour worth of recording. That's fine.
At the roundabout.
Please tell me you have a little bit more time, Captain Soja, do you?
Exit
Yeah, I
now. At the
can drag it out for another few
Take the
minutes,
second
yeah.
exit.
I need to get to bed before too late, though.
Okay.
I get up early
Exit now.
and talk to the insurance company and
Get
probably
ready
go to the
to turn left.
DMV to drop off the tag from the old van,
Turn left.
get them to give me a new title for the van so I can hand it over for the, total out and everything.
Right.
And then call the place I'm thinking about buying a vehicle from. That way, can see about getting that in before. Probably can't get it in before I have to turn in the rental, but who knows? Hopefully, can keep the rental until like Friday or something.
To turn right.
Alright,
An
well,
extra day or so would be nice. But I don't know when the rental's due back. I figure I'll get told that tomorrow
Finish.
while I'm doing everything else.
alright, where do you need it? Oh, that is not at all normally where you need it. Alright. How do I... Okay.
Have to play that by ear and what have you, because I'll be back at work on Friday. So, as I get 40 hours of bereavement. Or up to 40 hours. I didn't see a reason not to take all 40.
What is the definition of bereavement?
That is where they pay you because you lost a close relative. So for my company, parent, grandparent, spouse, child. I think that's all it covers. I printed it out, the information. I could try to remember where I set it down at. But yeah, we get up to 40 hours. So, it took the full 40.
Yeah, I don't know why you... I mean, unless you... well, okay, you could be in a situation where you're like, I want to have my mind taken off if I need to be at work. I could see that.
Yep. Well, apparently, technically it's up to the manager on whether you get up to the 40. But I can't think of why a manager would be like, oh, sorry, it was your grandparent that died? Yeah, I'm sorry, you can only have 2 days.
Okay. So, for anybody who is watching later on YouTube, we would like to thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. I have been Hunterman,
I've been here as Captain Soja.
and we will see you in the final episode of this stream and the final episode of Scandinavian DLC. Later.